Aubrey Drake Graham is currently facing the most significant legal threat of his 20-year career. And according to a class action lawsuit filed in a Virginia federal court on December 31, 2025, the certified lover boy might actually be the certified fraudster. While the world spent the last 2 years debating the Kendrick Lamar feud and the fallout of the Grand National Tour, a far more dangerous paper trail was being mapped out by federal investigators and private attorneys. The headline that hit the wire on January 2, 2026 was staggering. Drake has been named as the central figure in a proposed U.S. class action lawsuit alleging that he used an illegal online gambling scheme to finance massive bot farms that artificially inflated his streaming numbers by the billions. This isn't just another internet rumor or a disgruntled fan theory. This is a $5 million legal strike that accuses Drake and his associates of racketeering-style behavior to obscure the transmission of money and manipulate the global music charts. Today, we are going inside the filings of Ridley versus Graham to show you the receipts that the industry has been trying to bury for years. We are going to answer 3 critical questions that will change how you look at every record-breaking achievement in modern music. First, how did the tipping scheme on the Stake.us gambling platform actually serve as a laundry for the funds used to pay bot operators in Eastern Europe and Southeast Asia? Second, what do the internal logs leaked in January 2026 reveal about the OVO Bot Network and its ability to bypass Spotify's security protocols? And third, why are major streaming platforms now facing their own legal nightmare for reportedly allowing these fraudulent streams to count toward royalty payouts? We have consulted with cybersecurity experts and entertainment lawyers to break down the mechanics of this streaming RICO, and the details are far more shocking than any diss track. To understand the scale of this scandal, we have to start with the most shocking revelation: the tipping loophole. According to the statement of claim filed by plaintiffs Lashana Ridley and Tiffany Hines, Drake was at the heart of a scheme involving the online casino Stake.us and a network of high-profile influencers. Per the report from the Canadian press on January 2, 2026, the lawsuit alleges that Drake and his associates used the tipping function on the gambling site to move vast sums of virtual currency, referred to as stake cash, between themselves and operational brokers. The filing suggests that this wasn't just about gambling. It was a way to move money under the radar of traditional banking regulations. This money was then allegedly funneled to third-party services that control hundreds of thousands of bot accounts. These bots were programmed to play Drake's latest tracks on a loop 24 hours a day, effectively printing popularity. The payout for Drake wasn't just the ego boost of being number one, it was the hundreds of millions of dollars in legitimate royalties generated by these fake plays. Per industry analysis in early February 2026, the financial incentive for this kind of streaming wash is massive. If you can spend $1 million in shadow money to generate $3 million in clean royalty checks, you've essentially found a way to print wealth while maintaining a vice grip on the cultural narrative. This is the reality that the lawsuit aims to expose, and it's a reality that threatens to devalue the entire streaming economy. But the story gets even darker when we look at the specific individuals named as facilitators. Per the Virginia court documents, the lawsuit also names George Nguyen as a key operational broker who allegedly helped manage the tipping transfers. This highlights a level of organization that looks less like a celebrity promotional tactic and more like a criminal enterprise. While Drake's team has yet to provide an on-record denial as of mid-February 2026, the pressure is mounting from every corner of the industry. We saw a glimpse of this tension during the 2026 Grammy Awards. Despite Drake's supposed streaming dominance with his Iceman-era tracks, he was notably absent from the winner's circle and the red carpet. According to a report from Billboard on February 11, 2026, the Recording Academy has been quietly implementing anti-fraud audits that have caused a massive rift between the old-school moguls and the new data-driven executives. The payout for the Academy is clear. They need to protect their prestige. If a Grammy-winning album is proven to be the product of a bot farm, the award itself becomes worthless. This is why you are seeing the industry ice out the stars who are under investigation. While the Drake lawsuit is the primary heat right now, it's happening against the backdrop of a broader industry collapse. In February 2026, the Wasserman Music Agency, one of the biggest talent firms in the world, entered a state of total panic. According to a report from the Grand Pinnacle Tribune on February 11, 2026, new DOJ files have linked CEO Casey Wasserman to a flirtatious relationship with Ghislaine Maxwell. This has sparked a mass exodus of talent. Major stars like Chappell Roan, Orville Peck, and Bethany Cosentino have all publicly severed ties with the agency, citing moral objections to the leadership. The reality is that the music business is currently undergoing a great purge. Whether it's the Epstein ties at Wasserman or the bot farm allegations against Drake, the receipts era has arrived. Artists are no longer willing to be associated with executives or peers who have shadow ties to exploitation or fraud. This was perfectly illustrated by Cardi B's recent tour antics. During her Little Miss Drama stop at the T-Mobile Arena on February 14, 2026, Cardi fell off a chair mid-performance. While she joked it was the government and called the viral video AI, she used her platform the very next day to take a massive swing at the establishment. Per her social media posts on February 15, 2026, Cardi shot back at Homeland Security by bringing up the Epstein files and the drugging of underage girls, essentially telling the world that she knows where the bodies are buried. The payout here is the total breakdown of the industry's code of silence. When a star of Cardi's level starts naming names to deflect from her own mishaps, you know the infrastructure is crumbling. This brings us back to the OVO Bot Network and the technical evidence being prepared for the 2026 trial. According to cybersecurity analysts cited in a February 9th report from Music Ally, the receipts in the Drake case aren't just bank statements, they are metadata. Every stream leaves a digital fingerprint, an IP address, a device ID, and a listening pattern. Real humans don't listen to the same song 40 times an hour for 3 weeks straight. The Ridley versus Graham lawsuit claims to have access to internal logs from a defunct promotion agency that shows a direct link between Stake.US payouts and the activation of bot clusters in regions where Drake's music has no organic cultural footprint. This is the smoking gun that could lead to a RICO charge. In the United States, the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act is designed to take down groups that commit multiple crimes to achieve a financial goal. If the prosecution can prove that the gambling site, the operational brokers, and the artist worked together to commit wire fraud and money laundering, the certified Loverboy brand could be dismantled by the federal government. The insider takeaway is that the industry dominance we've witnessed over the last decade might have been a carefully constructed illusion. As we move into the second half of 2026, the fallout is starting to hit the clean side of the industry. Spotify is currently facing its own secondary class action lawsuit for knowingly or negligently allowing billions of fraudulent streams to dilute the payout pool for authentic artists. According to a report from The Verge on February 12, 2026, every fake stream for a megastar takes money directly out of the pockets of independent creators who don't have the stake loop to fund their own bots. This is a redistribution of wealth from the poor to the ultra-rich, facilitated by digital fraud. The payout here is a total overhaul of the streaming economy. We're seeing major labels like Warner and Sony quietly liquidating assets and catalogs, just as they did in the Diddy saga, because they know the streaming bubble is about to burst. If the courts rule that these numbers are fake, the valuation of these music catalogs will drop by billions of dollars overnight. This is why the industry is terrified of the April 9th date we discussed in the previous package. It's the day the legal precedent for acquitted conduct and fraudulent intent will be tested in the highest courts. The cultural summary of this moment is that the curated image of the music mogul is dead. The unique angle we've uncovered is that the Kendrick versus Drake feud wasn't just about lyrics, it was a battle between organic authenticity and industrial fraud. Kendrick Lamar's sweep of the 2026 Grammys was a signal from the Academy that they are backing the human-first brand. Meanwhile, Drake's Iceman rollout is being treated like a biohazard. The insider takeaway is simple. Watch the data. If a star's numbers don't match their physical ticket sales or their cultural footprint, the receipts are usually hidden in a gambling app or a shell company in Virginia. The Ridley versus Graham lawsuit is just the beginning. The investigation into the OVO Bot Network is a warning shot to every artist who thinks they can buy their way into the history books. As the federal government begins to unseal the cash ledgers, we are going to see a list of names that makes the Diddy guest list look like a small gathering. You need to understand the mechanics of this play to see why your favorite artist might be shadow banned by the end of the year. The receipts are being printed, the timelines are being mapped out, and the certified lover boy is running out of places to hide. To truly understand how the Wasserman collapse ties into the RICO Drake case and which other A-list stars are currently being investigated for streaming fraud, you have to stay ahead of the narrative. The industry is currently trying to scrub its records, but we've already pulled the filings. To see the full evidence and the leaked logs that the labels are trying to take down, you need to dive into our fresh Celebrity Tea playlist right now.